Next up in our top 10 fighting ships, a battleship that took on the might of the British Navy and fought its way into history.
Bismarck Class Battleship. Displacement 50,153 tons. Propulsion 3 geared steam turbines producing 150,170 horsepower. Speed 30 knots. Range 8,525 nautical miles at 19 knots. Protection. Maximum armor 14 inches. Principal armament 8 15-inch guns. Crew 2,200.
Launched in February 1939 and known as Hitler's favorite ship, the Bismarck was one of 2 battleships in her class, both of which weighed in fully loaded at a hefty 50,000 tons.
The Bismarck was a ship not built to treaty limitations, so she was about 20% bigger than the ships being built by the Royal Navy and by the U.S. Navy at the time. And from that standpoint, there was no ship in the Royal Navy at the time that could quite match her toe-to-toe on paper.
The Bismarck's speed was an incredible 30 knots, and with an armament of 8 15-inch main guns, 12 5.9 and 16 4-inch secondary, this ship could pack a hefty punch. With the outbreak of World War II, the Bismarck had been commissioned into service, and with her sister ship the Tirpitz being fitted out, the German naval brats were itching to get her into the fight.
The German policy was not to send out a ship until she'd been in commission 6 months. If they'd waited a few months, they would have had 2 battleships out so they could be mutually supporting. One could see that the German Navy thinking, oh my gosh, we're going to invade Russia in June, the Army's going to win again, they're going to win the war, we'll have contributed nothing, we better get out there and get some publicity before the German Army victory occurs.
On May 19, 1941, they got their wish when Bismarck went on her first war patrol in the North Atlantic. In company with her heavy cruiser Prince Eugen, their mission was to attack the Allies' vital convoys. 6 days later, on May 25th, Bismarck sighted the British Navy's battleship HMS Hood. 5 salvos from the Bismarck's superior guns sent the Hood to the bottom of the ocean. The Royal Navy wanted revenge for the Hood, and the order went out: sink the Bismarck. For over 3 days, the British fleet hunted and chased the Bismarck. Finally, on the morning of May 27th, with its steering smashed from torpedo bombers, the pride of the German Navy was cornered. For over 3 hours, the Bismarck slugged it out with the British fleet, and at 10:39 a.m. was sunk with over 2,000 men lost.
What's fascinating about the Bismarck is that the technology was in fact so advanced on it, it didn't actually understand that the Brits had not caught up with that technology. So its close-range and medium-range anti-aircraft systems couldn't be calibrated for the slow flying speed of the Clarion Swordfish torpedo bomber. So it was able to be stopped.
With the sinking of Bismarck, Britain turned its fury onto the Tirpitz. On November 12, 1944, the RAF exacted their revenge. Holed up in a Norwegian fjord, the Tirpitz was destroyed by 6-ton tallboy bombs, and the threat of German battleship supremacy was finally over. Because the Bismarck class created such a threat, the fear factor in our Matrix rating has to be high, as does their firepower. But protection, innovation, and service length lets it down, so that the cream of the Nazi German fleet can go no higher than number 7 in our top 10 fighting ship.